Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today. I'm Novia and I'm the Women's Director here at Baycities Lomita, and I have some practical wisdom for your week to talk about today. I got a call this week that captured my thoughts about how to live a wise and God-honoring life in the midst of all the chaos and unrest that we're all experiencing right now. Man, we're experiencing it probably on every phone call, on every radio station. We're seeing it all over the TV and all over our social media threads. There's just no peace, and division just seems to be everywhere. So what are we to do as Jesus followers? Well, here's where I turn when chaos hits my life. I remember what Jesus said before he left us. In the book of John, chapter 14:27, I am leaving you with a gift, a peace of mind and heart. And the peace I give is a gift that the world cannot give. So don't be troubled or afraid. Man, I love those words. Notice he left us a gift. And what do you have to do to get a gift? Nothing. You have to receive it. You have to take it aboard. And how is this gift received? Well, we place our faith in him. We trust him for our salvation. This isn't new news to many of us. But remember what happens. He gives us a new heart when we put our faith in him. And he starts to rebuild our mind and the way we think. So as a believer, we have this supernatural peace from God that sees us through all of life's difficulties and overwhelming situations. It's powerful, and it's an effect in every situation we can find ourselves in. And we don't have to stay troubled or afraid anymore, because isn't that how we feel right now? Notice Jesus' warning here for us too. He says, "My peace is not as the world gives to you." That kind of peace that the world gives is conditional. It's based on good circumstances. And the truth is, we so often don't get to control our circumstances, right? So the world's kind of peace is of little value, elusive at best, and beyond our grasp when we need it the most. But the peace that Jesus gives us peace of mind and peace in our hearts, no matter what the circumstances are. It's just what we're looking for, right? And, it's really what everybody else is looking for too. But it's not understood by those without Jesus. And this is where we come in. Because we know Jesus, we know the way to his peace. And as a church, we're a lighthouse, guiding people to find his peace for themselves. Otherwise, the search will continue for those who are outside of faith in Jesus. And we'll see more attempts to change the world by force and intimidation, rather than to discover the power of a changed heart where real peace lives and is available to us 24/7, to all of us who have faith in Jesus in our lives. So Christian, what do we do to survive well in these days of chaos? We've got to keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, period. By the way, our faith, it's not a blind faith. It's based on all the evidence of Jesus' life and work that is so well recorded for us to remember. He walked on water. He rules the wind and the sea. He gives sight to the blind. He cured diseases. He even raised Lazarus from the dead, and he forgave each one of us from the cross. That's the same Jesus, by the way, who lives inside of us today. So how do we remember that when we're in the middle of the storms of life? We keep our focus, that is, our eyes and our hearts and our minds on Jesus and the gift of peace to control us. Even when chaos is all around us and when it seems to even be winning, right? Well, we get some coaching tips from the Apostle Paul, who knew the chaotic situations exist, right? He lived through a lot of them. Paul writes to us in Philippians 4, "And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thought. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. Keep putting into practice all that you learned and received from me, everything you heard from me and saw me doing." And here it is, folks. "Then the God of peace will be with you." See? It's still all about Jesus. This is still his story, and we belong to him. He has his purposes for the chaos we see happening. And the question each one of us has to answer, though, is, are we going to trust him when we don't like what we see happening around us? Are we going to rely on his peace? Because he's really the only one with answers. I say, let's trust him together. Thank you, too, for being with us today. And I hope you have a great week. Remember, we're going to be opening up Baycities Lomita Church on site pretty soon, the week of Father's Day. So go to the website, baycitieslomita.com, and check out all the details there. Have a great week.